First up, we have the Sunday Telegraph, Cressida.
Yes, we do. They've got a big picture of Reggie Omar on the front cover, who has had a wobble on air, but I think he's going to be OK.
Well, he might have been a stroke. We don't know what the medical situation was.
So people watching this were obviously thinking, what's going on here? Has he been to the pub? What is it? He was slurring. Obviously, he's a very professional newsreader.
Yeah, and we get a lot of similar messages about Lewis Schaefer, but that's just how he is.
To be fair, I watched the clip online and they were like, my God, something's wrong with him. And I, having
attempted to host.
fought with this
you aspire to that.
I was like, he's doing really well.
Yeah.
Like,
Doing very
what
well.
is wrong? I couldn't see it personally. But yes, people were very concerned and it seems like it really thought to it. Anyway,
yes,
we hope that you're
best wishes. They've also got Tory rebels on warpath after MP defects to Labour. So apparently some rebels in the Tory party they've got a 100-day roadmap to save the Tories. I mean, how about a 14-year roadmap? That would have been a good idea, wouldn't it?
They just left it to the last minute to improve the country.
Just like my GCSE coursework, and they won't pass. Conservative rebels are working on 100-day roadmap. Yes, we've just said that. So this is because, or what's one of the things that's triggered this is that Dan Poulter has left the Tories. He's crossed the floor and gone to the other side, which he says is because of the way the Tories have handled the NHS. I mean, it's also a good way to make sure you've got a job in 6 months, isn't it?
How cynical. Well, yeah, I just think he just believes in his mission. But yeah, I mean, absolutely absurd. I mean, one of their ideas is to bring in Penny Mordaunt as leader. They keep going back to this appalling idea. Maybe it'll work.
She's carried a sword so well.
It was so good.
Everybody
That's all you need.
You know now, she was a reservist. She's into swords. She's like Leo Keir.
It was such a big sword, and she did it with such dignity and the cape.
I know, and in the medium, especially social media age, that's all you need. But yeah, and the other thing, as Cressida says, Dan Poulter has gone. What I found amusing about Dan Poulter's statement, but he said the Conservatives have become a nationalist party of the right. I mean, arguably the most left-wing government of all time. I mean, Cameron's A-list obsession with diversity, he was so proud of gay marriage as his main thing. Higher immigration numbers than even Tony Blair dared to try. You know, diversity built Britain coin. Highest taxes since the 40s by some metrics.
No, sorry,
what is right-wing? What is conservative?
Tony Blair actually tried to get those numbers down before, so saying that he was going for higher numbers is actually false. He at the time, I'm
saying the same point as you. I'm saying the Tories have had higher immigration numbers than even Blair would dare to do, or would have done.
But the idea is that it almost feels like you're trying to say that he would have wanted more when actually he didn't want more.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because someone said it to me the other day, and I'm copying it. Is that the Tories are kind of they've copied the Blair agenda, but they're so bad and don't understand it that they've done it recklessly. Whereas Blair takes it so seriously that he did it well and carefully. He would never have done it so recklessly because then it'll ruin it. Whereas the Tories don't even understand what the agenda is; they've just sort of copied it. Anyway. But the idea that they're nationalist and so on the right, I mean, Rishi himself is the most globalist figure possible in his person, in his demeanour, in his policies. You know, the idea he's a nationalist is so ridiculous to me. Just, OK, pro-Brexit, but that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, Cressida, he was the health minister.
Yeah.
So it feels a little bit like he set the exam and then he's blaming the results afterwards.
He's been so he was the health minister under Cameron from 2012 to 2015, and he says he's seen a right-wing drift ever since. As you say, on his watch. And obviously we've had all the COVID fiasco and everyone's getting older and we've got immigration and people are getting fatter and so on and so on. So the NHS is under all this strain. And then he's gone and spent a few nights working in A&E and he says, I can't look people in the eye anymore.
So he just wants some mates again, doesn't he?
Well,
he just wants someone to talk to him.
Machiavellian strategy. You can't say...
Could be a lazy eye. Ironically, he needs to see someone about that.
Well, I just want to stick with this for one more second because in a recent poll of GBNews viewers, the NHS was the top concern for our viewers, so we should stick with this. It is damning in terms of not just saying in terms of, Nick, what the Tories have failed the NHS, but he also seems to be quite positive about what he thinks Labour can do for the NHS, and Wes Streeting seems to be a bit of an adult in this in terms of focusing on preventative care, child health, the social causes of poor health. These are key. I mean, this does make a lot of sense.
Well, yeah, but the question is always, where's the money going to come from? But yes, Labour always have more political capital to fix the NHS because they won't get called the nasty Tories. But you could argue the NHS is a Labour idea that's flawed from its beginning, not that the Tories have ruined it with underfunding, just that it can never be funded enough because it's an inherently flawed idea.
I feel like it worked okay during Tony's time, with first-name basis.